Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome. And welcome to the program. We're just getting going. I'm your happy healer. And so we're always talking about important things here and getting ourselves set up. And, well, I want to be heard, and I sometimes like to talk, and it's just a little easier to stand up and have this system like this. And it will be another way we'll be coming at you and just sharing from our headquarters of Happy Healer Love, Truth, and Happy Living and Spiritual Well-Being and kindness and love. All those things mean something to us. And one of the things, the reoccurring themes that I'm picking up on is the effort to avert a civil war. That's right. We have to actually consider that the insanity and what that means is that we are headed towards a civil war. And unless we do something to pull back from it, it's where we'll end up. So it's upon every citizen to take our time's threats seriously. There's been times in history where folks have not taken the time or the threat of their time seriously, and they have paid gravely for it. Let's not allow that to happen to our beloved America or America's citizens that love. And there's so many of us. We just get it. America was the land that can allow us the freedom to realize the truths about life, that allowed us to get to the better truths that we all need to live, and that's love. Some of us just seem to be so far from it. And so just to get off, just to let you know right off the start, the reason why I'm coming on is each day we're going to be coming on at 9 p.m., but any extra time we come on is just bonus. And it's because I'm motivated in the moment to speak out. And I just want to say, I'm coming back from the store, and I was treated bad in the store, and I know it was racism. And I just want to talk about that for a moment, because it is a discussion in our country, and we're having this civility problem, and we're having a love problem, and we're having a unity problem. We're having many problems. We're so far from doing as good as we can be doing or as grand as we are. We have so much more hope than what we are exhibiting, and that is something the Happy Healer is going to change when we get into office. If God gives us and grants us that day, if God grants us that day, we will seize the opportunity for the citizens of our country and for the humanity of this country and for God and for humanity. We will take care of humanity and we will love. And that is what people want. They want to be taken care of. They're done with hearing about excuses why we don't do the things that we should be doing. They don't want to hear about that. They've heard that almost in every form. They're becoming bitter from that. They're becoming hateful from the division that is all around us, that almost is perpetrated upon us. Yeah, make no mistake, there's people with their agendas. And when you have a clear mind and a clear heart and you love, you see it clearly. It's just so true. But the beautiful thing is about the truth. Oh yes, and love, They're universally recognized in the deepest of your heart. God gives he who holds the key to the truth. The key to the truth is the key to the heart, and the key to the mind. This is the truth. And it comes with heart. That's love. And it comes with passion, which is a derivative of love. We are going to appeal to the higher emotions in the human condition. We are not going to appeal to the lower emotions. We know what comes out of that. We will have a society that forsakes one another if we do that. And we are doing it. And we're seeing what comes out of that. I ask you, is that the country you want to live in? In a world, in your own world, you can't even avoid it. It just encompasses your world when it's this toxic. No American, almost nobody in the world can avoid the feeling that something right now is just off center with people. And make no mistake, there is a fight between good and evil. I know it. I live it. I see it in my neighborhood, in the people I know, in the struggles they have, in the struggles I've had, in the struggles that don't even make sense to have. Oh, I have seen evil, and so have you. And folks, that's what we need to be aligned against, not each other. And we need to be working towards a future that unites. You know, and a future that unites Democrats and unites Republicans is not that far from one another. It is taking care of humanity, and that is why I, Keith Landy, your happy healer, also happens to be your only humanities candidate in this race. A man should be very wary of the things he takes pride in. Pride can get you in trouble, when the reality of it is, God never said to take pride and to know everything. You never needed to know everything. You're just supposed to have grace and love. You're supposed to trust in God's plan. You're supposed to leave the heavy lifting to Him. We are fallible. And we're at our very best when we love. We're exercising the very nature of what God is when we love. In truth, it comes to those who love. It comes to those who just rid their heart of hate. Because when you hate, and that's exactly where all of the politicians want to get you, they have to get you to a hateful place. But it's hard to hate against love, and you know if the love is real, that's the thing. So, can you hate against that? Man, I hope not, because that's not good for society, and it's really not even good for the human condition, or for the future, or for the promise of our future. There has to be a higher order in our lives, and that's what I appeal to, that higher order, because it's our faith. And yes, I'm running as a Democrat, but I say to my Democratic brothers, you know, your faith has been stolen from you. And you don't even have to be faithful to get on board and know that taking care of humanity is the right thing. But one thing I will tell you, my Democratic brothers, and I was thinking about this earlier when I was at the store and I had this, not an exchange, it was a look with this guy. He just gave me a dirty look. He was just so angry, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But he, yeah, so we just, my Democratic brothers, you guys are so special. We all are. And what I say to you is that, okay, I understand. It's really a hard pill to swallow for some of the policy proposals, when really the policy proposals is nothing less than what you would ask for yourself. And think about it. We're the humanity candidate. We're the humanity candidates. We're the humanity candidate. I'm the humanity candidate. We all are together in this. So we can just say the humanity candidates. And love is the order of the day. So the bottom line is, through this endeavor, it's important that we just remember why we are doing this at all, and that is to make sure we are consistent, we are honest, and we are truthful to the cause, and that the cause is a human cause. It's the same stuff you've been fighting for, except for have been hard to deliver. And for so many of you, you've questioned, how can other people who say they love God even do things that don't equate to what a loving God would want? And I understand, and some of you are the most loving people, and some of the most loving people, they get hurt and ripped from the inside, and they get broken and they get torn up, and by the time they're done, they almost become animosity driven towards things, and that can happen towards God when you see this ugly world. It's such a hard thing for good-hearted people to see. And so what I say is, many Democrats are in this nature. They just find themselves where they're every bit the faithful person in terms of humanity, but that they just feel sore about their faith in general because of all of the hate that they experienced from people who claimed to hate from a place of faith. Well, we can't have our faith robbed by the hateful. We already know that there is a war between good and evil, and that if you're not on the side of truth and love, then you're on the side of hate and lies, and that means you're on the side of evil. Don't you ever forget that. Hear it from your happy healer. Spend plenty of time in meditation to figure this stuff out. So please listen to your happy healer in this regard, and we can all save a lot of time. But don't just listen to your happy healer. Ask your elders. We all know the truth. I mean, get down to the dirty truth. Get down to the dirty truth, because we have been asking, if we're getting something wrong, you tell us what's wrong, we'll get it right, because taking care of humanity is easy business. That's why we say you can't be the humanity candidate and look at people starve, or look at people go without a roof, or look at the problems people are dealing with. That's why you'll see, generally moving forward through this week leading into the June 18th announcement, where downtown Orlando, your happy healer is going to be announcing his candidacy for president in front of the Trump people in line. It'll be fun. And they're my friends, and I love them, and I hope they show me love back. I will certainly give them every reason to, and if they don't love me, they won't have a good reason to hate on me, and, well, we'll just see how it goes, and that's my job then, right? Look, I get persecuted from both ends. I get it from the Democrats and the Republicans, and I'm just saying the stuff that is right here. I'm actually rising above the fray, above the things that don't matter. I'm not letting them, condescending candidates that are just trying to control all of our lives and make us upset, and then when they make us upset, they can control us. They pit us against each other. I call those triggers. I say, you have got to get rid of those triggers. You can't have triggers like that and succeed. No, you give them the ability to then tell you what to do, basically, because once they say something and they know what to say to get you to act, then they control you. And many of you suffer from triggers. There's things I say that are just out of pure love and truth from our Creator, and inspired by love and by everything that is joy and just honest good vibes. And I get genuine hate from people who also say they love God. I don't get that. It's that kind of hate that when in my gay youth, it tore me from God. That's such a personal, profound moment for me, because had I found God earlier, it could have changed my life and have gotten me even on the truth earlier. But I don't sit and spend any time in resentment. We are in a loving place right now, and we're learning more every day, because the greater truth you get, that's the amazing plan about God's plan in general. Even the scientists are figuring it out. You'll never figure out God's complex world. It's just so amazing. Even at the smallest of scale, you have things like the Higgs boson coming out, and they say, well, what is that called? That's the God particle. Well, you bet. And once you get past the Higgs boson, you realize there's even shorter and smaller. There's the Planck's length, and there's the smallest length you can get in all of, digital reality. because that is where they're coming from. We live in an electrical universe. Scientifically, it just makes sense, is what people are saying. And so at one day, at one time, it's our physics are working. The physics are working that works in that universe, in the place where things can be in two places at the same time. Yes, folks, I tell you, we have a God, we have a creator, and that creator is magical, and our very existence is a miracle, and that is to be respected, and that's where the happy healer is coming from. And that is also part of the journey to becoming the happy healer and love, and how we got there. And so there is a story, my own personal story, that also comes out through this, and what makes me uniquely qualified in this grave time in America's history. I'm not your condescending candidate. I'm not in it for the history books. I'm in it for a happy life. I'm in it for a happy life for you. I'm in it for what I can do now, and then what I can then say on back to you. Let's all share in that wonderful world. Let's share in that wonderful world. Let's share the credit in that world. Let's share the life in that world, the love, and let's share the happiness. Now, some people will tell you it's pie in the sky. Don't believe to those naysayers. Don't believe them. Don't worry, we have a lot of things that they've been saying and that they're real wrong about. And all we do is just make common sense and get directly to it. That's it. Bam. Quite simple. Yeah, well, we're not going to go varying too far off. I just want to keep on the ball here. We need to avert a civil war that's going to take serious love. It's for each one of us to show that love. We are brethren. We do have serious concerns in this world, safety issues. I remember when I was, well, the year was 2001 and I was 21. And I remember it was just like yesterday, and 9/11. Yep. So some of us remember that, and some of us don't have as good a memory, or we're much younger, and others remember very well. It's just a time we have to take, we just have to reflect on those times also. We have to realize that the future is not a guarantee, and nor is our freedom. We get so caught up in what we want and what we demand. In the last cast, I said quite straight so, and you know it to be true. Don't take for granted the Democrats. Don't take them for granted. They're the only thing between you and a dictator, Trump. And anybody who knows history, they know precisely how you have to take that very seriously. All right, folks. Well, we're going to end it there for tonight, or this morning, and we'll see you tonight. That's what I meant to say at 9 p.m. God bless you and take care.